No, fuck this. Hey, Ravo. I've been stuck in my own head lately. I.
Howdy.
Hey, Builder. Let's see here. Where was I? Let's see. Oh, right. It was this one, Cloak and Dagger. This this part is really
Anyway,
great.
the question from last time, what did you think of the Sonic 3 trailer?
I've not to sound pathetic, but I've been really fucking lonely lately. I think that's part of why my streams have been getting to me. I just, again, not to sound pathetic, but like when considering how much my family moved around because of the Marine Corps, I've kind of been unable to internalize the move, even though it's been 2 years. So I don't make friends in my own area because, again, like in the back of my head, there's always that that paranoid concern
You're
that,
not pathetic, you're a cool rat.
well,
Oh,
thanks.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's just like I can't watch movies or TV with you guys without risking running afoul of copyright, for example. I can only share that kind of shit with somebody sitting right next to me in the same damn room. That's another one of the reasons why I'm constantly, to put it bluntly, bitching about copyright law. Because of the way the law is right now, I'm less happy overall. Because, again, like, the way the laws are right now does nothing for my own loneliness. It does nothing for engaging with other people when again, whoa. When again, like, it's just and once again, distracted gaming, foot in my mouth, but that's a big part of where a lot of my
Some way to possibly fix this situation?
not to get political, but contact your legislator. We'll have to change, like, we'd have to basically change the copyright laws from the very top. And that's, well, anything involving red tape is going to be a pain in the ass. But to make matters worse, like I said, part of what had me so beat up in the first place, or rather that kind of drew it to the surface. Also, I'm going to have to AFK shortly because my ma is home and the dogs are flipping out. Alright, I'm going to AFK. I'll be back as soon as I've got my ma settled in. Be back shortly. Hmm. All right, I'm back. Sorry for the background noise, by the way. Like I said, Ma just got home. She told me to just put the dogs up so they're out of her way while she brings the groceries in. Can y'all still hear me? Did I? Okay, good. Let's snooze the ad breaks. Anyway, can y'all hear me again? You back on? Like I said before, this area is really good for AP grinding. If you get it, like if you just reload this first section up to this gate here again and again and again, specifically when you get to this point in the story. So like on stage replay, it doesn't give as much. But yeah, like I was saying, it's just between streaming, hanging out with friends online, and more recently AI, copyright law is just not like it has not kept up with the march of technology or society. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA, was first written at a time when the internet was still very young. Companies were worried about protecting their copyright, understandably, but they didn't factor the ways that copyright and and just again an evolving society would clash. I mean, look at nearly every single meme on the internet. Most of them are derivative content, taken from some copyrighted work or another. The reason why countries like the United States even have a concept of fair use is because they recognize that inhibiting consumers' use of some copyrighted content can get in the way of, quite frankly, any commercial benefits. You know, the whole word of mouth and whatnot. Pop culture osmosis makes people curious about certain works. I mean, like, I shit you not. One of my last memories of my G-Paw before he passed last year, so like February of 2023 is when my G-Paw passed. One of my last happy memories of him. We were sitting in the living room together, and he was just flipping channels. And he landed on that one phone call scene from Sonic Movie 1. You know, the one between Tom and Robotnik. He saw Jim Carrey on screen and just decided to leave it on there. He didn't even know it was the Sonic movie. He just saw Jim Carrey and decided, you know what, I'm just going to let this run. He watched that sucker all the way to the freaking end. Like, let's be honest. He paid enough attention the last 30 years to know vaguely what Sonic, like the deal with the character. But like the fact that it got the fact that it got big enough for the likes of Jim freaking Carrey to even be involved in the film at all required a degree of popularity of the franchise that, despite all the turbulence over the decades, excuse me, still managed to have one of the most enduring fandoms on the frickin' planet. If it weren't for the high memeability or the degree of just not impact, but like even to normies, Live and Learn is catchy as hell. Here I go, about to blow through all my ad break skips. There we go. Bye. And I've mentioned before that my favorite game of all time, the one that I tried to stream the other day, boy, what an embarrassment that stream turned out to be. Hence why I'm back here streaming from my PS5, because I still got to figure out the audio balancing, but again, like, that game wasn't even commercially available for a full year before they stopped printing copies. Like, can you believe that shit? It wasn't even on shelves. And this wasn't some live service thing like, not to date the stream, but to date the stream, Concord. Did y'all hear the news about that one?
I knew what to say, but I'm sorry that I don't.
It's alright. Like, some of these things, it becomes a case of trying to cut the Gordian knot. Like, you've got all of these wealthy companies that really just use that frankly abuse their copyright to just hold their own work hostage. And then you've got situations like with the Wolf Among Us a while back. Well, not a while, but within the last couple of years. I'm sorry, I forget the time frame. But yeah, like that comic book series based off of the Brothers Grimm's fairy tales. Its creator, basically to give publisher DC Comics the finger for refusing to let him write any more stories for his own freaking work, straight up just released it into the public domain to spite his publisher. Because, again, like, the publisher pretty much defeated the entire purpose of his copyright by refusing to let him publish anything for his own copyrighted work. So you have these big companies that own the publication rights and purposefully sit on them for one reason or another, which brings us back to Soldier Robo. The developer, CyberConnect 2, again, of Dot Hack and Naruto Ultimate Ninja fame, they want to...
That's all that I can say, and the first thing to say in any situation is to pray and have faith in God that will help.
Oh yeah, for sure. Whatever God y'all believe in. Quite frankly, as long as they get the job done. I'm one of those I'm one of those multiculturalists that believes that everybody got something right, and that everybody's got something they can offer to the greater whole. So, but, well, as the saying goes, God helps those who help themselves. So that's why I say contact your legislators if you want to change the laws, because otherwise, well, God's busy, quite frankly. There's a world constantly teetering on the brink of chaos for some folks. So I would think that, by and large, the big guy's rather preoccupied.
Too slow.
But anyway. And again, sorry if I sound overly preachy. There we go. And now that's done, let's take a quick moment. Oh, that's right. Tired of having to manually... Oh, right, because of the quality of life updates. Ability sets. Tired of having to manually adjust your iconic ability sets each time you want to use different abilities? Did you know you can register up to 5 sets of iconic abilities via the Gear tab in the main menu? While on this tab, use L1 or R1 to cycle through the sets and customize them as you wish. Remember, you cannot edit or change sets while in combat. Let's see here. Okay, so those are all dealt with. What was the plan again? It's been a while since I dealt with these guys. Oh, right. I think the plan was that I would slowly upgrade each of... Oh, right. Now I remember. Still got a few more to go then. But I figure while I'm trying to get PC streams set up till I've got the audio balance right, I've been meaning to get this AP grinding done before I push Critical Path in 16. I will say this much, with how poorly... Boom! Well, I say poorly. With how unsatisfied Square Enix was with 16 and 7... Ooh, ow! And 7 Rebirth sales numbers, I'm glad that the lesson they took away from it was that exclusivity for a third-party game is kind of, in this day and age, bullshit.
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but
I mean,
monsters here.
let's be honest. Unless you are taking advantage of control gimmicks, like, to be fair, the adaptive triggers, which, again, to be fair, 16 made pretty clever use of from time to time, as did 7 Rebirth. But when you compare that to more old school exclusives, again, looking at you, Sonic, Like, look at Sonic and the Black Knight. Look at Sonic and the Secret Rings. The storybook games were a perfect example of how to, well, I say perfect. Like, let's be honest, Dark Age Sonic games were, of course, more noticeably flawed, but at least they had ambition. And part of that ambition, again, was the control scheme for games like the storybook games. And yeah, what a flop freaking Free Riders was, because it relied too heavily on its control gimmick. But the point is, you had the game being built around its hardware.
What were your thoughts on the Sonic 3 trailer?
In detail, for starters, like, and again, like, spoilers for the trailer for anyone who hasn't seen it. Seriously, go watch that trailer when y'all have time. But I like that they are taking the cinematic universe approach. Like, we don't need a one-to-one recreation of the games. While it does make me a little sad how they dealt with Pachacamac in the Knuckles TV show, or how they dealt with most of the Knuckles TV show, let's be honest, that was them trying to save on the CG budget. Which, wow, corporate cynicism, but okay. But as for movie 3, the fact we have a living, breathing version of Gerald Robotnik in the present day, seemingly, like they might be pulling a bait and switch detail, and trailers do sometimes have that, but it'd be pretty contrived. It would have to be pretty contrived for that. Oh my god! Sorry, the pup is crying in the background because, again, Ma is still getting groceries in. And, well, the pup doesn't like being kept in one place for too long. Hence the crying. And, again, you know, those of you on the spectrum know sensory integration can be some... Sorry, tongue-tied. Can be some serious bullshit. But like I was saying, about the movie 3 trailer, like, frankly, I can understand why they would still have, you know, Maria's death as like, that is a foundational part of Shadow's backstory. Like, yeah, hypothetically they could change that, but to make Shadow, you have to kill off somebody that was important to him back then. So all they'd really be able to do is either substitute or have a character that just doesn't, for lack of better phrasing, feel like they've earned the dark and brooding loner vibe. That vibe works for Shadow because he has that tragic backstory to back it up. It might get him some grief from the fans and even some outsiders because, again, like, look at every other character. Most of them are vibrant and colorful as you'd expect in a world full of cartoon animal folks. But the fact that the idea that they might be drawing the line at having Gerald killed off as part of that same backstory, considering that in SA2 it was shown that he had been, like, again, like 50 years before SA2, so mere years after Maria's death, Gerald was executed by firing squad. I can see why Paramount would draw the line there when trying to make their family movie. Which also reminds me, that scene or that clip with Tom in the gun uniform screaming for Sonic. People are thinking Donut Lord's gonna die. If they were willing to not kill off Gerald, All right. So like I was saying, if they were willing to not kill off Gerald by firing squad for the family movie, especially for the third outing, no less. Like, sure, it wouldn't be the first time that a James Marsden character died partway into the third movie, but again, family film. He's the dad character. And again, the fact that they might be willing to not kill off Gerald, yeah, chances are pretty good that Donut Lord's safe. Now, is it going to be great for dramatic tension to see how Team Sonic gets Tom out of that situation? Abso-freaking-lutely. I am eagerly looking forward to that. I just don't see them actually killing him off. It, again, just thematically, it does not fit. But as for the angle of, especially considering the angle of Tom, again, judging by that shot, becoming a gun agent, that means they're making an effort to integrate Tom and, by extension, other human characters, their other, like Paramount's other Sonic OCs do not steal, into this cinematic universe. By making him a member of an organization canon to the lore of the games, that in itself insinuates that he's supposed to be there for the long haul. That said,
maybe think of this as a timeline, which is why Gerald is alive.
yeah, that fits. But again, like, even the alternate timeline approach kind of falls apart. It's just a parallel universe. Like, we're talking the difference between, say, Flashpoint in DC Comics and the various other numbered Earths. Flashpoint is an alternate timeline. The other Earths are straight up parallel universes, each with their own distinct histories. So, wrong target. Whoops. Right now.
What happened to the Royal Army?
All right, there we go.
Nothing but-
But what do you think in regards to, hold
But
on.
anyway, enough about Gerald. What are your thoughts on Shadow and Keanu as Shadow?
Okay, so first and foremost, top to bottom, what we got so far of Reeves' performance, fantastic. Like, seriously, that's, like, what more can you say? Fan-fucking-tastic. Oh, right, I'm aiming for the 6,000 to grab that one.
What's this here?
But for them to pick, you're all a colorful bunch, as that first line, or responding to Sonic's "What did you do with what I had to?" It just sounds like John Wick. And you know what? That fucking works. For Shadow, that fucking works. I'm sorry. The only thing that... Okay. Quite frankly, circling back to what I had said earlier about AI and copyright, and I promise this will circle back to the whole Shadow thing. But the use of generative AI can be great for creative purposes if it's trained ethically and if those using it do so ethically. So I doubt that one of my favorite Sonic tubers, Premi Jeremy, got permission from Ryan Drummond Jason Anthony Griffith or Roger Craig Smith to direct an AI impression of their respective performances of Sonic for his Sonic, and Sonic do a Sonic game tier list video. That said, provided that none of said actors raise any fuss, or Jaleel White for the fucking for like the single line of dialogue that was recreated from his voice, as long as none of them have an issue with it, or Ben Schwartz for that matter, stuff like that I think can be really great. Which is why one of the funny things that I would absolutely love to see, what I would love to see Sega do for, but if they ever do any sort of multiverse social media thing for funsies, I hope they can get David Humphrey, Jason Anthony Griffith.
And there was that Akira thing, even though I have no idea who Akira is.
Oh, I've never actually gotten around to watching the movie Akira, but that slide. Sorry, I got AFK, but that slide is just so iconic. I'll be back shortly. I think my mom needs help with something. All right, I'm back. Like I was saying, the Akira slide is still one of those highly iconic. It was one of those highly iconic shots in all of. It was like one of the most iconic shots in all of anime, from what I gather. Like the number of times I've seen it recreated, how could I not know what that shot is supposed to be? But like I was saying, I would love to see. Sega once again get David Humphrey, Jason Anthony Griffith, Kirk Thornton, and Keanu Reeves all together and in character as their respective versions of Shadow. You know, each of those respective points in the game's timeline and in the movies, and have them get into character in the style of a Twitter takeover. Just Shadow, just four shadows roasting each other, essentially. Well, not roasting, but snarking back and forth in that usual way. Maybe even bonding over that rivalry with the blue one. No? Just me?
They're wearing old armor.
And finally, there's the most exciting aspect, is that remix of Live and Learn at the end of the trailer.
Oh, absolutely. Ow! I'm okay. Boom.
shouldn't be doing more, but I'll pray for you.
Much appreciated, Builder. Truly. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Hey, level up. Hey, Rabu, are you still there? Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Whoa, ow. Okay. Boom.
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters here.
There we go. Now we've got enough for that. Switch back to Garuda, I think, or no, Ramu, I think. No, on second thought, Garuda. Oh, excuse me. Next, we're going to want to max out Earth and Fury, and then finally Flames of Rebirth. Then we can trickle everything back down after that. Although, oh, that's crazy dogs. There we go. There we go.
Sounds like thunder.
All right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors.
There we go. Hey, hey.
I heard from the rodent. What's
Maybe
going on?
stand a chance against those things.
A number of things. First and foremost, while we figure out the audio balance issues, I'll be streaming Final Fantasy 16 just so I can get some AP grinding done.
Well, I know we were. The only one eventually.
Right.
I've been in class since I'm gonna say it. Today just sucked.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody that
I mean, let's be honest.
it just went nothing.
It's hump day, yeah. Yeah, hump day, of course.
Friday. I want to refund. I'm gonna refund today.
Ugh, no kidding. It's like it's. I mean, seriously, like willful time looping is quickly becoming a really freaking appealing superpower. Not gonna lie. Like just the power of determination from Undertale, please. Can I just reset the day, please?
The power of whatever.
Right.
It's just get all of their stuff done.
Yep.
Never late Friday. Forget it. I want to be Sherlock Holmes. Being Sherlock. Like he's pretty nasty.
Yeah, like even book accurate Holmes would not be ideal. Like seriously, like in the books he was a drug addict, so like there's no telling what he had done to his body. Ow.
I think Doyle probably was one himself. Because at the time, that wasn't drugs.
Right, those, but yeah, like they were tonics and tinctures and the like to deal with various illnesses. Did I mention why Coca-Cola was invented?
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, so for the uninitiated though, yeah. Well, you're off the block radio, so it's going to be distorted either way.
I'll take that much.
I mean, let's be honest, that bit of, like, that's not even scuff anymore. That's just a gimmick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it. Oh, like the number of times I've stuck my foot in mouth and immediately regretted it, even if it was just embarrassment that I regretted. Still.
No, but you have us too, right? Robin, please tell me you're also watching his words. Totally. Please tell me. Yeah. Hey, Rabu, we're his only fallback net.
No pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say y'all need backup, quite frankly.
Who do we announce? We're the only
Thunder.
regulars here.
No shit.
I don't know.
Well, not to mention that Builder isn't comfortable joining the Discord, so.
Or he's maxed.
You're
Any
late.
number of reasons.
We're starting to think it's...
Well, I mean, like that. Like there are several layers of it.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Good to see you. Any trouble?
And you know, there are any number of personal reasons. For starters, like I've got all these various channels. I've got all these various Discord servers that I've been a member of for I don't know how long. Some of which I haven't touched in well over a year. So it could just be not wanting to clutter his Discord
Let's find those survivors.
with servers that he's rarely getting interactive with. So,
They don't stand a chance against those
and we
things.
got another ad break.
Hey, sweet, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, but just remember that it's still going to be on the VOD. It's going to be on the VOD until it expires. And then it's gonna be on YouTube. So, hey, ow!
I thought we're all like that right now. Dang, you're right.
I mean, to be fair, it is still heavily a matter of opinion. It's just an opinion that I feel very strongly on. But I'm still capable.
If your opinion isn't terribly wrong, then you just expand my work.
Giga flare to the face. Just a point blank.
Afterwards, we decide to work with the base. Every single one of it is certainly a base.
Yep.
And what you do for it, you still think these are adorable manager.
Yeah, I believe the term is adorkable.
It is adorable, your enthusiasm.
Mm.
But it is rookie work.
Well, yeah. Half the time, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Just riding by the seat of my pants. I'd like to think that that's... Oh.
I think of the game, everything else, including streaming, like, you're probably better about this than me. Considering you have other people with experience.
Check this out. It's like shooting fish in a freaking barrel.
What are we not? What did I told you about major chaos?
Hey, they started it when they attacked the city.
Never mind, now I remember why I didn't like this game.
What happened to the Royal Army?
Yeah, Magic Zombie Plague.
No. I'll stick around and alert, but just I don't like 16. I don't like any storyline that's like magic is evil. We need to destroy all magic.
I mean, it's not even a matter of it being evil so much as it being too easy to abuse and a power that nobody can really use safely or truly safely. When you actually know enough, not even. Oh crap! What was the term they used? It's been so long I can't even remember the term they used for the various. Oh, the dominants. Not even dominants are completely immune from the crystal's curse. Like early in the story, we saw the petrification creeping along Sid's arm. So even they have a limit for how much ether their bodies can channel. And like in that regard, yeah, I absolutely agree with you that the crapsack world angle is depressing, but the way that 16 handles it is still compelling. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and you've got in his own way, an underdog protagonist, essentially chosen by fate, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, but think about this like a kid from the future. He listens to these stories about people who could just casually like throw fireballs around, and all he saw was truckers. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? They kill everything is awful.
I know, right? It's. I mean, I've seen. Let's be honest. I would probably, icons aside, I would probably rate let's be honest. The dominance of icons are pretty much the only thing that that gets 16's magic system on C tier. It's still like, again, once again, like check it off your bingo cards. Mushoku Tensei's magic system goes deep.
You guys are a bit quiet.
Okay, hold on. Ow!
Are you going into that rabbit hole again?
No, I'm just saying that the magic system, the fact that sword fighters and mages, that their powers are ultimately derived from the same source. Like the way that Paul cut that boulder. The anime doesn't really explain it, but in the light novels, just swordsmen and other melee fighters are simply able to use, they're able to use their mana to form what's called a battle aura, or Toki, as some call it. To essentially, it basically works like the aura from Ruby. They're basically able to form a sort of personalized, not exactly force field, but essentially a barrier that enhances, well, not barrier, but like a sort of a cloaking effect that enhances strength, speed, all of that. They're able to use magic for a focus-based strength and speed buff, essentially. Which is also why Paul is thoroughly unhelpful as a teacher when it comes to explaining to his son how he's able to do shit like that. Like, poor Rudius is just left grasping at straws when, for Paul, using a battle aura just comes naturally. He just can't explain it. You have people that, like, some of the fastest learners, it just goes to show that some of the fastest learners are also some of the worst freaking teachers. Because they learned instinctively, and you can't teach instinct. You can certainly teach someone how to hone their instincts, but you can't teach the instincts themselves. Goes.
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters here.
Nope, looks like we got enough there.
I'm just silent because I'd like to let you go on because it helps me listen to your explain.
Right. So, but like I was saying about the actual, like I was saying about the magic system itself, essentially the way the rules normally work is that you're born with a certain amount of like there's kind of a soft cap and a hard cap for how high your mana pool can climb. So if say you're
Actually, hang on, step back. I can respect Mushoku Tensei's rules and how they do their mana. That is fantastic. That is incredible. And I'm taking notes. But my issue is how Squeenix did it for 16.
Again,
what
yeah.
in God's name do you mean there is no cure for the creeping featherification?
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
The race would have gone extinct. There's gotta be a solution that isn't just chill magic.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Everything that mankind is good at. Just killing the whatever threat.
Boss Hunter. I know one Final Fantasy item that if they had it in 16, would have easily, like, they could have made it straight up the cure for the Crystal's Curse. They could have made it very rare. They could have made it something that's really freaking hard to acquire, really hard to replicate. Gold needles. Like in Final Fantasy, that is the consumable item that cures petrification. And there's neither you can find neither hide nor hair of these damn things. Like, there's no trace of these things' existence in 16's world. When it is a frequent, recurring consumable. Because again, it would have basically been a story breaker item. Like a big part of the master and slave narrative of Final Fantasy 16 just emphasizes how screwed bearers kind of are. And in some places, dominants are in 16's world of Valisthea. It's not a fair world.
Unfortunately, everything. I forget his name again.
Clive. It's funny because it's actually a fairly...
Everything Clive looks for secure magic is going to fail once technology takes off. Because guess what? There's going to be people that now know how to propagate technology.
Well, that's just it. Well, here's the thing. Except that would actually work to the Hideaway's advantage, because guess one of the reasons why Cid put the Hideaway in the Deadlands in the first place, a place where you can't even use magic. Guess.
Why?
The plan all along was that they needed to get used to not being able to use magic and having to use technology as a workaround. In other words, the people of the Hideaway are going to have the advantage. So it wasn't all for nothing. All the people that he worked so hard to protect, the bearers, you're going to have a whole bunch that are going to be, well, with nobody being able to use magic.
Congratulations. Now look, BCI has told me there isn't a bad secret.
Oh, like the bittersweet, basically, there's a bittersweet conclusion depending on the character. And again, like I try not to directly spoil the ending. This game did come out last summer, just over a year ago. So, but like for like I've kind of gotten, I'm sorry, after 15, and actually before that by pop culture osmosis, I've gotten used to the idea of mainline Final Fantasies not getting to have a fully happy ending. Not getting to have a fully, truly, unambiguously happy ending. But rather a bittersweet ending. Let me finish. We
have the Final Fantasy section.
Oh, absolutely. Like I mentioned.
No. You sit down. Don't ever get crazy on PC. It's what
I mean, well, let's be honest. Like one of my, an idea I mentioned I came up with a while ago for an FF16 AU is that if certain characters were suddenly made prematurely aware of the events of the game proper, how would that change their dynamic with one another? Like, would that result in some of Clive's adversaries instead becoming begrudging allies simply because they know what fate lies in store for them if they don't work together? Like the idea of adversaries and enemies working together against a common foe. Let's just say that towards the end of the back half of Soldier Robo is one of my favorite scenes, and in fact, that scene is one of the reasons it's my favorite game. Because it has such a moment of enemies in just the heat of the apocalypse, becoming allies just to fight against a common enemy, extinction itself.
I'm back.
Hey.
All right, Toggle.
Like for being a game about anthropomorphic cat and dog people that live in a land above the clouds, it explores some pretty deep themes. Hey.
It is.
A wild chaos lover has appeared.
Is that a wild Arajo? Yes. I'm here. Long time?
They're wearing one of the armor.
Yes, I have been for which classes started back up again. I did watch something last Monday of you that's on TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome, sir. Yes, sir. He won't count. Back to stop making little comfortable wreck.
What?
Excuse you. You are a winged rat. Yes, I know. Thank you.
Racist. Cats are not rodents.
Aren't you engaging for a bit of calm music? Well, calm yourself down.
Wow.
Excuse you. And yep. Technically, I got explained. I have
5.
Okay, that one may have been a little too far, but I just used I just used available materials. I was basically playing Minecraft right now. But that doesn't mean anything by it. Will you stop calling me guys? No. Not you do. There's a 8-point shell. You're not getting better. Now let's talk about the two of you anyway. I did not say first volunteer. How's your thoughts up there doing?
She's just chilling in the new cat tree that my ma got her.
I don't know. Making me little shithead.
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters here.
Let's go pick that one up. Hop. And while I'm at it, might as well save here. But yeah, I've decided that, well, I'm say decided. Like, I decided a while ago that I was going to stream
Where'd Boss Hunter go?
Probably just having Discord issues. But basically, I decided a while ago that come hell or high water, I'm going to be streaming Halo on the Marine Corps anniversary, November 10th. So even if I can't get my audio balance working, if that means that they won't be able to hear me over Salvatore and O'Donnell's 6 score, then as loud as I have to say for them to hear me, I will tell them, buy the soundtrack, support them on. Well, I say support these guys. I certainly hope they're still collecting royalties. And I'll just stream the damn game with people barely being able to hear me over that sick music. Because quite simply, I promised my mother I would stream Halo for the Marine Corps birthday. And again, worst case scenario, it's a moot obstacle for that particular stream, is getting the audio balance just right enough for people to hear me over the in-game sounds.
They've been routed. They're wearing Waluta armor.
I don't want to focus on what I'm working on. Sorry. Like, what?
There we go.
Wow. I heard 4K and I was very confused.
Yep.
I think your ears need to be clean.
Jeez.
No, my audio currently keeps glitching out
Oof.
because my internet is not very good right now. So I'm gonna go because
This might take a while.
I am very, very tired. Either way I out.
Alright.
I will probably be leaving something.
Well, take care.
I had to get this 4:30 to 20. Jesus Christ.
Ugh. Wow. No kidding. Shit.
I mean, it's not happening. I appreciate hearing from you after not talking to you, but those two.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, damn it.
Yes.
Again, all the more reason to take care of yourself. That line of work is horse shit.
Here.
Like, y'all have put through way too much bullshit, for sure.
Yeah. But I should actually be able to get a job soon.
Nice.
I finally got my hands on a theater shit.
Ooh.
And while the pay is not as good, I can get a lot more hours because I don't have to be there for a full length. I could just, like, 2 hours probably, and then leave,
Well done.
which is excellent.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, I had to be at work by 6, morning.
Right.
Go
Right,
sleep.
Torgal.
Yeah,
Let's
go
find
sleep,
those
kiddo.
survivors.
Get nap.
It's fun.
They don't stand a chance against those things.
And I got home as I walked solo. I said myself I passed out.
Yup.
Good. But go sleep more.
Yup.
The dream wants me to stay next to myself and girlfriend. Sleep.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks for fun. Say hi. And say you go to sleep. I have to go to sleep. Since last week.
Oh, what?
I've never been in a relationship with anybody about it. So I don't exactly know how you're feeling. I've been with her for 10 months already.
Aw.
Good for you. Go get a flower. This morning, when you wake up.
Right.
Here's our child. Amazonic. With his mother-in-law.
Well then.
I know it was how that could be. So. I was doing a good fun on my
Ow.
just so I can get levels without doing the people.
Right. There we go. Just a little bit further, and I will be able to create another one.
But yes, I'm going to bed.
All right. Good night.
Good. Good night. Have a good
Take a
sleep.
while.
Right.
Deserve.
Yeah.
What happened
There
to
we
the
go.
Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters here.
There we go.
I have $8 cash.
Jeez.
Started to question whether or not I should stop collecting orders.
Well then. We're gonna do one more run of this, and let's see who's available to raid right now. In the favorites list, let's see. Oh, yep, looks like we got someone for later. So, like I said, one more of these, and then we can do that.
right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors. They don't stand a chance against those things. They've been routed. They're wearing Waluta armor.
Ow. Bye. Bye.
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters
And with
here.
that, we're gonna start the raid. Looks like Professor Scary is on, so.
Right.
So until next time,
We'll pop it.
this is the Wilhelm Starton,
And around for the bat.
raiding and signing off. Don't touch that dial.